class, and today we will start with a new chapter.
This is our 6th chapter and name of chapter is The Challenges of Cultural Diversity. Let us begin with that. First we go with the meaning of diversity. The term diversity convey difference more than inequality. It means that there are various and several cultural groups in the country which reflect social groups, linguistic groups, religion, communities, races, caste, region diversity. They are all the integral part of the larger community. However, problems arise when there is mutual competition or conflict between these groups. Now we can see interesting and attractive differences in terms of language, lifestyle, eating habit, customs and traditions, institute of marriage and value system in the people of different states of India. Marriage is considered a religious institution and a social understanding. If the Muslims are seen covering their heads and praying barefoot in this country, at the same time, Christians can be seen saying their prayers with uncovered heads and with shoes on. In this land, the Vedas, Upanishad, Gita, Ramayana, Quran, Bible and many other scriptures are worshipped. This is the most important aspect of the nature of Indian civilization. These are the diversities in the Indian civilization and society. Now we talk about cultural diversity, present tough challenges. Among the people living in different regions in India, diversity can be seen in their eating habit, lifestyle, dresses, physical and mental features, etc. These diverse groups can live in harmony only if they have an interest and understanding of each other's interest. Within the community, each person has sympathy for each because they share the same interest. Sometimes cultural diversity is accompanied by economic and social inequality. Then the problem becomes complex. When efforts are made to remove discrimination against one community, the other community feel threatened. This situation is worse when the resources are scarce like river, water, government jobs or distribution of grants. Then there is a virtual tug of war between communities. The difficulties arise from the fact that cultural identities are very powerful. They can arouse intense passion and are often able to mobilize large number of people. Sometimes cultural differences are accompanied by economic and social inequalities, and this further complicate things. Now we talk about nation and multiple states. Traditionally, a nation state is a specific form of state which exists to provide a sovereign territory for a particular nation and which derives its legitimacy from that function. The state is a political and geopolitical entity. The nation is a cultural and or ethnic entity. The term nation state implies that they geographically coincide, and this distinguishes the nation state from the other type of states which historically preceded it. If successfully implemented, this implies that the citizens share a common language, culture and value, which was not the case in many historical states. In today's world, we believe in one nation, one state. USSR, Union of Soviet Socialist Republic. It was a nation state but had many countries which had their own culture and state nations since the government is counted. The people were not able to voice their opinion and it was broke up in 1991. The major issue that challenge the diversity of India is regionalism, communalism, and casteism. We need to understand the cultural community within the nation state. We have to find out why it is necessary for members of cultural communities like caste, ethnic, or religious groups to have separate identities. McClever, in his book Modern State, has written that a nation is a kind of community that it works on the right of law and authority and has the supreme right to maintain law and order in social system. Similarly, Max Weber has called a nation that has the sole right of legal violence. Today, it is hard to define a nation in any way other than to say it is a community that has succeeded in acquiring a state of its own. Is India a nation? This is a debatable subject. The Indian consider their state to be a nation, whereas the Western scholars do not call it a nation but a multinational union and consider other states as nation. Now we talk about the importance of community identity. In India, each person is known by his caste or his region, language or state. Although Indians living abroad are known by their nation, their national identity is secondary or nominal. Here each person is a member of one community or another, and that becomes his identity. In other words, the caste, race, linguistic region or religion he is born into become his community identity. Here ascribed traits and more prominent than acquired traits. We are more concerned with who we are than what we have become. Though we have made to effort to be born into a particular community, yet it is most important for us. There are some characteristics of community identity. First, community identity become our personal identity. Second, community identity is often an essential relation also. Third, commitment to community identity. Fourth, community does not approve of struggle for community, injustice, falsehood, and inequality. Now we move forward to the policies to accommodate cultural diversities. Policy of assimilation. Indian culture and civilization has been characterized by accommodation without assimilation. Accommodation is a social process by which different elements of a society are integrated without losing their separate identity. Assimilation, on the other hand, is a type of integration where the earlier identity of the element is dissolved. Hence, in Indian history and culture, the addition of new component has not meant the discarding of old one. The accommodation of diversity have been the underlying ideology, and numerous social and cultural factors have contributed to the enduring nature of Indian United. Next we talk about the policy of integration. All people follow national culture or pattern in public life and keep all non-material cultures in private life. Example, Jana Gana Mana is national, but Vande Mataram would be non-national because community identity can act as a basis for national formation. The already existing states view them as dangerous rivals. Example, Khalistan Sikh community wanted a separate nation. Therefore, states tend to favor a single homogeneous national identity in order to have unity and togetherness. In 1961, the government formed the Integration Committee to stop these trends and encourage national integrity. On 23rd September 1961, a National Integration Conference was planned. In March 1968, 3 subcommittees were made of the National Integration Council.
That's it with today's session. Hope you all understand that. If there is any kind of doubt, feel free to ask. Thank you.